खडकवासला ते आहे ना सगळं भेळ वगैरे विकतात त्या एकदम पुढे गेलं की जिथे वळतो बघा परत त्याच्या अलीकडे घरापासून 8-9 किलोमीटर आहे माझं. रस्ता खंडायचा लवकरच जावं लागतं. झाले 2-3 राहिले त्या माहीत नाही दांडी बोलवा अभ्यास नाही करत. हां हो
A very good morning to one and all. I welcome you all to this bright morning that we all had been waiting for. I welcome you all to TEDx ICEMPune. The theme for this event is Beyond the Epilogue. It's a proud moment for us to host this event. Before we move ahead, let us pay a tribute to our colorful and diverse nation. Let us all rise in honor of our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
We today have a great lineup of speakers who are so inspiring that they can move a mountain by just talking to it. And I'm sure that I do not want to be accused of coming in between you and them. So without any further ado, I'll cut myself really short, and on behalf of the host, Indira Group of Institutes, I request Dr. Tarita Shankar to please come up on stage so that we can formally welcome our guest with the token of our love, appreciation and gratitude. May I request Mr. Prabhat Sinha to please come up on stage?
रेकॉर्डचा आवाज भरपूर वाढतोय व्होकल कमी
Mr. Hazik Kazi, can I have you on stage? Master Hazik Kazi. Mr. Sandeep Paul. Mr. Ayush Jaiswal. Tanishq is not with us right now. Okay, ma'am, just can have a picture with you all, please. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, and welcome once again. So before we move ahead, we present to you an introductory video of TED that will give you better perspective about the event. May we have the AV, please?
From Kenya to Colombia, from Iraq to Korea, in slums, in schools, in prisons, and in theatres. Every day, people gather at TEDx events around the world to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. Today, you are part of a global conversation about our shared future. So what is this TEDx? TEDx is an initiative of the TED Conference, a non-profit devoted to ideas worth spreading. We grant free licenses to allow TED-like events to spread globally. This event today is based on the TED Conference format and ideals, but is independently organized by your local community. So please make sure to thank the team of volunteers who worked so hard on today's event. It's their ideas, dedication, and time that made it all possible. It's they who booked all the speakers, and the views you'll hear today are, of course, those of those speakers, not necessarily of TEDs. But we hope their talks spark an exciting conversation among you. This is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for openness and for critical thinking, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you'll take out. And now, on with the show.
TED is indeed touching lives by disseminating the ideas worth spreading. And as I said, I'm quite sure that you are not really interested in listening to me, as you are eager to listen to our speakers. On that note, may we have the AV about our first speaker, please, Mr. Prabhat Sinha. It's my privilege to introduce Mr. Prabhat Sinha, a passionate front runner who has contributed immensely to women empowerment to rural women of India and has given opportunities to rural girls to play sports. 3 girls from his Mandeshi Foundation have competed in international level competitions. He is a guest speaker in Trinity College, World Bank, and Georgetown University and NYU. Can't wait to hear from you. May I please request to come up on stage. A huge round of applause for Mr. Prabhat Sinha.
Are you all able to hear me well? Thank you so much. So the picture you see behind me, it's of the draft for NBA in 2018. The reason I'm showing this, 15 years of my life, I was doing something in sports in the US. In 2018, the draft, There was a kid from Nigeria who had migrated to Greece. And from Greece, he was selling candies in Greece, on the streets of Greece, because of lack of financial background and not having enough money to survive. This kid went to the US and got into the NBA draft. So once he got into the NBA draft, the same kid with his brother, both of them got selected. Today the same kid who was selling candies had his first contract renewed recently, was for $100 million. Why I'm sharing this? Because sports transforms the lives of people. It has transformed my life. I grew up in rural part of India, then went to the US, studied, started doing job, started my own company for sports as a sports agency. Now I see, 6 years ago, I was sitting in Washington, DC and New York, helping these kids or athletes from the US getting endorsement deals, loving sports. When I go in the US universities, whenever I used to speak to the children or the athletes or the kids, what I used to see is, whenever you ask them a question, why do you want to play sports? For them, it's always about, because we love to play sports. So there was very much empowering. See, there's two different definitions. When you say, I want to play sports to love it, because of I have love for my sports or for my game. And the other thing is that I want to play sports to win a medal, to be on that competition. So I think love is always comes first. This is how a person should grow up. Every person in India, I always used to believe that every person in India should have an opportunity to play sports, especially girls. You won't believe it, less than 2% girls play sports in India. So it's a very less number. Only 2%, that's fracturing, right? That's heartbreaking when you hear girls are not able to play sports because they are not provided right opportunities. Because they are considered lower to the men. And you still see across all the classes, financially, across all the castes, across all the religions, you still see the girls are not considered equal to men. The girls are given food after the men have eaten in the family. And I've seen that. As I was saying, I grew up in the small village called Maswad. This is not me though. I was not able to get, that time we didn't have cameras. So I grew up in Maswad. What is Maswad? Maswad is a grassland. In Maswad, we used to have in our backyard hyenas, wolves. Now they're not there anymore because of the development, because of the housing development. This is how I grew up. I grew up learning swimming. How did I learn swimming? I was jumping in the water wells, but before even that, how do you jump in the water well directly? After the wheat harvest in the month of February, we used to collect straws, empty straws of wheat, bundle them together and put it on your back and then swim. We never knew that swimming is a sport. We had no idea that diving is a sport. We used to do cliff jumping from top of the well. It's 30 meter, 20 meter. The interesting thing about the water well is that it's broad on the top and it narrows down. So when it narrows down, you have to make sure that you are going to jump well, otherwise you could hit yourself. So there are so many circumstances. You always have to be alert. You always have to, my school was 8 kilometers away from where I grew up. So 8 kilometers away, I had to go on a bicycle or walking. So that time, I never even realized that there is another method, there is another way to go to the school. The school was an institute called Rayat. It's a Marathi medium school. I didn't even speak a single word of English by then. So the Marathi medium school I went to had 3 rooms. And one of the room didn't have a rooftop. It flew away in the monsoon. Though we have very less rain in the region, but still we have hurricanes coming up. So because it flew away in the monsoon, you see still children did not even complain to anyone. Whatever we could do is, you play sports as climbing the trees. Why did we climb trees? To get beehives. So you see this boy, it's something similar I used to do when I was at the age of 8, 10, 12. To climb the tree, you have to get the beehive, so you climb the tree. We never knew, again, the climbing is a sport, because those were not introduced in the Indian system. Even though cricket is huge in India, but in the village you don't see teams, you don't see schools competing for cricket games. You don't see that. It's just you see somewhere someone is playing cricket.